Everyone is talking about this. The controversy surrounding game number one. What is the fallout? What does head coach Paul Maurice have to say about it? And Aaron Ekblad is set to return for game number two. Will his presence be enough to have the Panthers win game number two and take away home ice advantage from the Toronto Maple Leafs? Guys, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Panthers Digest. There's a lot to get to. I'm your host, Greg Andrews. Hit that subscribe button down below. You need to stay up to date with anything and everything that has to do with your defending Stanley Cup champion, Florida Panthers. You need to stay in the know, especially with all of these different controversies that have surrounded game number one and will surround future games. I'm sure there's going to be more news to get to, so stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button down below so you can know what is happening. Guys, Sam Bennett crashing the net, trying to make a play and put a goal on the board for the Panthers. I'm going to play this video for you guys, but I want everybody to understand when we dissect this, we're going to go over the rules. I'm going to try to be unbiased. It's going to be hard for me to do because I'm obviously running this Panthers channel, but I want to look at this from both sides, from the Toronto Maple Leafs side and the Panthers side. Okay, so keep an open mind, just like I'm going to try to do here. We're going to try to dissect this video as we go through these rules that I have literally copied and pasted from the NHL rule book, and I will show those to you in a minute. So this is what we're looking at. Here is the video, guys. Oh, sorry. Here we go. I want you guys to take a look right here. Sam Bennett is at the top of the screen. He is trying to make his way to the goal. Right now, what is happening? He is not looking at Anthony Stolarz. He's looking down to where the puck is, which is underneath his glove that has the blocker on it, and Stolarz is making a play on the puck. You can kind of see it there just above his glove, and he's trying to push it away and do a little poke check with his stick, and he does it. There's the puck. Where is Sam Bennett's head? He's still looking down. As he goes through, you could see his elbow extending. And if you guys understand, look at this and think of it like this. Is Bennett a righty or lefty? Bennett is not right-handed. He's left-handed. So when you are making a play with your stick and you are right-handed, what happens with your elbow when you're trying to lift your stick up? Your elbow extends. Again, I'm not trying to make a case to really defend Bennett, but if you look at this, and I'll play it through, he's not deliberately extending that elbow in the same kind of motion that was done with Ekblad's hit. Very different, guys. It was a very different type of hit. He was making a play on the puck. Stolarz went to make a play on the puck as well. And I'm going to get into the rules of why there was no call in just a second. But I just wanted to show you guys that real quick to show you what Sam Bennett is doing. He's not deliberately trying to take a shot at Stolarz. Again, it was a tap. It was a nudge. And remember, Stolarz got hit in the face mask with the puck by a Sam Reinhart shot in the first period that knocked his goalie mask off his face. If you read in some of the posts on X and some of the other information that's been put out there by some of the other analysts on the information they've obtained from the team itself, from the Toronto Maple Leafs, they have said that, they think that it's possible he suffered a concussion from that very shot to the mask. Take that into account, and he stayed in the game. Again, when you have an injury like that to the head, a concussion, and you are hit hard enough to begin with, but you do not really have concussion symptoms because they never checked him for that after that shot to the mask. He said he was okay. But in the heat of the moment, no player is going to say they want to come out of the game, especially in hockey. They're tough as nails, every player. Goalies, centers, forwards, defensemen, they're tough as nails and they'll play through anything. Anything. So he wanted to stay in the game, obviously. But a small nudge like that can be enough. Once you've sustained one concussion, your brain has been jostled enough in your skull that a tap like that can do enough to completely knock you out of a game. It can create nausea, disorientation, dizziness. All of these things can happen to you. If you've suffered a concussion, and you get nudged again. Even a slight tap can be devastating. Keep that in mind, guys. So we're going to go back here. This is what Paul Maurice had to say. Obviously, he's going to come to Sam Bennett's defense. He was trying to make a move and taking the puck to the net. Look at what is here. Look at these quotes, okay? Bennett is good friends with Stolarz. They were teammates. They were friends. There was never any ill intent. He was not there to try to hurt Stolarz. He's making a play. He's trying to score. He's saying it there. They're on the power play. They needed to get on the board. Okay, every player is going to pretty much say the same thing, but every single person, even Bennett texted Stolarz to make sure he was okay when he was in the hospital, and Stolarz texted him back that he was okay. Understand the way the narrative that people take. I understand, Toronto Maple Leaf fans. I understand you guys are not happy. You guys are upset about this. It's a terrible thing, but don't forget he got hit in the mask with an 80-mile-an-hour shot to the face. Bennett's nudge wasn't with intent. Again, Aaron Ekblad going like that, or an elbow coming to the side, that has clear intent. Bennett wasn't doing that. Remember, Bennett is left-handed. When he's lifting up his stick, that elbow is going to come up as he's lifting up his stick. Okay? And you can see it. And he's trying to play the puck, and he didn't know where it was because it got knocked off his stick. And even Maurice says, Stoley's one of our guys. We love him. I thought, Sam, if he had crossed an edge, he probably would have been more careful with the words that he chose. But Maurice says, I don't think anything happened there. And I'm sure he looked at the replay and was like, I don't see anything. And that's why there was no call on the ice. And again, we'll get to the rules in just a second. All right? So these are the rules. I'm throwing up the elbowing rule here because it's pretty simple, clear as day. If you extend your elbow, extend the forearm, that's considered an elbow. Bennett's hand was on his stick the whole time. He wasn't trying to raise it up with major intent to injure Stolarz. He was making a play to the net. He thought he still had the puck. His head was looking down the whole time. Again, he does not ever put his eyes on Stolarz. He's watching the puck, trying to make a play with it, and he's incapable of doing so because it was knocked off his stick. Stolarz made a great poke check with his stick, and unfortunately, as Bennett was trying to readjust the stick, the elbow came up, and it looks like he caught Stolarz, unfortunately. But yeah, you got a little movement with Stolarz's head, but anytime a player's coming towards the crease and you nudge the goalie like that, anybody's head's going to move. Anybody will, unless you're a running back in football and you're practicing those neck moves, and you could lift 400 pounds with your neck muscles. There was no intent with this. I'm sorry to say it, guys. There was none. So here, interference with the goaltender, guys. Interference. Incidental contact with the goalkeeper will be permitted, and resulting goals will be allowed when such contact is initiated outside of the goal crease, provided the attacking player has made a reasonable effort to avoid such contact. Again, he had the puck. He was making his way towards the net, but Stolarz was in the crease. And here's the thing. When he's inside of the crease, then it's the rule kind of states the same thing. Inside or outside of his goal crease, it says here, goals should be disallowed only if the attacking player, either by his positioning or by contact, impairs the goalkeeper's ability to move freely within his crease or defend his goal. An attacking player initiates intentional or deliberate contact with the goaltender inside or outside of his goal crease. So there was no initiated contact by Bennett to begin with. It started with Stolarz, who reached out to make the poke check. He initiated the contact. And this is where I want to tell you. It says here on the very next page, in exercising his judgment, the referee should give more significant consideration to the degree and nature of the contact with the goalkeeper than to the exact location of the goalkeeper at the time of the contact. And at the very bottom, similarly, the goalkeeper may be penalized if his actions, which obviously they were not that bad, outside of the crease, he deliberately interferes with an attacking player who's attempting to play the puck or an opponent. Obviously, he was playing the puck, so that does not count. But I put that in there because I want you guys to understand there's got to be a two-way street here. If Stolarz comes out and he's trying to play the puck and the player has an opposing player has the possession of the puck, it's fair game. Because this happens, it becomes a loose puck. And this is where the referees were thinking and know this rule, number 69.7. In a rebound situation or where a goalkeeper and attacking player are simultaneously attempting to play a loose puck, which this was the case, whether inside or outside the crease, incidental contact with the goalkeeper will be permitted. And any goal that is scored as a result thereof will be allowed. Obviously, no goal was scored, but they allowed the contact to happen because Stolarz initiated the contact. Bennett's contact with Stolarz came after the puck was dislodged and pushed away. I will show you guys again the video so we could really dissect it one more time. In fact, we're going to do that right now, guys. So check this out. Let's take a look again. Boom. I'll play it back one more time. Here we go. So we're starting right here. There's the contact. Stolarz is extending his right arm to knock away the puck from Bennett. Bennett's eyes are down. They are not looking at Stolarz. He's attempting to play the puck. You could even see Bennett's stick is bending a little bit because he's trying to push the puck, which it got off of his stick. It is there. You can clear as day see it. Bennett is looking down. As he comes through, you could see he's adjusting his stick. His elbow comes up and through because I believe he's trying to turn his body, and he does right there. It's a little late, but again, the everything happens so fast in the game of hockey. It is lightning quick. In that cardboard box that it is, it's so fast. The game is happening in milliseconds sometimes. These hits and these incidental contacts can happen, and they can look far more severe than they really are. And I understand from the opposite side where we said, the goalkeeper interference, the elbowing, those rules, cut and dry. But the initiation of contact started with Stolarz extending his arm out to try to poke check the puck away, which he did, which it became a loose puck. And by that meaning, it says that Bennett has a right to the puck and the contact to the goaltender is fair game because they both have a right to the puck. That's it. They both have a right to make a play on it, especially if the goalie's starting the contact, which he did. He extended out. If he was just standing there and coming in and then Bennett just plows into him, that's a different story. But that's not what happened here. That's not, guys. So take that into consideration when you think about this, all right? Really, I see it from both sides because I could say, hey, it could be a penalty because that elbow going out there, but it wasn't vicious. He wasn't doing it with intent to hurt. The contact was initiated by the goaltender. It became a loose puck scenario then, and players have a right to play the puck. And it happened again. It happened so fast. If it was in real time, I can guarantee you that elbow looked more vicious than it really was. It was gentle. It was a nudge to the side of his head, obviously, but Bennett's playing through the puck that he thought he had in that turnaround after it was off. I mean, that's hundredths of a second, guys. That happens in hundredths of a second. All of that. I'll play it one more time for you guys so you can see. And this is in slow motion, okay? Slow motion. That play right there is probably happening in 1.5 seconds, maybe less. So anyways, as we get into this right now, I'm going to show you some of the graphics of what Bennett had to say, taking the puck to the net. Didn't even know we made contact until after. I'm on the power play. I'm trying to score. I'm taking the puck to the net. That's really all there is to it. Okay. And when your starting goalie gets injured, people are going to be upset. Looking back at the video, the contact was made, in my opinion, it's just a bump. And that's exactly what it looked like. No forceful action. He was trying to score. He didn't want to try to elbow him in the head. When it happened, didn't realize that he made contact. Again, heat of the moment, heat of battle. It's never my intent to injure. Hockey's a physical game. It's part of the game. I think everybody knows that. If you ask Stolarz, I bet he might say the same thing. I understand Toronto was upset. I know your coach was upset, guys. I get it. You want to protect your goalie. He was deliberately throwing the elbow. Yeah, in slow motion. You want to slow it down or whatever. Okay, but he has the right to make a play on the puck, just like the next guy does. Just like the goalie did when he reached out. Stolarz did that, okay? Paul Maurice. This is great. I love this quote. I've seen every hit since that Sam has thrown since he was 12 because the media is really attacking this, trying to make him out to be this horrible villain, which he's not. He's not. There was a hit 2.5 years ago, shown it 4,000 times. A parking ticket 7 years ago, I think, made the video. He's got the puck. He's on the power play. He's going to the net. I understand. Call the fire department. Put your hair out. Let's move on, please. And yes, yes. Thank you, Coach Paul Maurice. Let's move on. Good Lord. They're not the NHL has already said he's not going to be disciplined for this action. Fair game to the puck. Keep remembering that, guys. I read you the rules. All right. It's fair game for that puck. Also, there was a missed call at the end there, if you want to call some kind of fair game, fair play here. Reinhart tripped, making a move to the net. Clearly tripped. The referees, like, they were blind. I don't know what the hell they were looking at. Totally missed that call with Reinhart trying to get to the net. He was speeding through there, got tripped, hard into the boards behind the net. And what a horrible blown call right there that they missed. Terrible. Who knows? Maybe the refs thought, hey, yeah, we messed up and we missed that one against Stolarz, even though there was nothing there. That's why they didn't call it originally. But aside from that, guys, the game was exciting. The Panthers didn't come out as fired up. I think I said this in the last episode. More rest can sometimes be detrimental and not helpful. Toronto had less rest than the Panthers. They came out firing on all cylinders, 100 miles an hour. The Panthers were still playing their game, but they just looked a step behind. Bobrovsky led in a couple of pretty easy ones. I know there was a knuckler in there that bounced off the ice and went under his arm, but still, like, he usually stops those guys. And that's a deflected shot. Those are not easy to stop as a goaltender, but it is what it is. Game 1 goes to Toronto. Game 2 will be tomorrow night, 7 p.m., guys. It's an earlier start than last night. And I also want to say this before we go on a good note. That was Bob's 100th playoff game. Congratulations, Bob. So, guys, don't forget to click that subscribe button down below. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Panthers Digest. I am your host, Greg Andrews. I'll put up another video tomorrow. We will do a little pregame analysis and go over a little bit of the fallout and what the Panthers can expect with bringing Aaron Ekblad back. Will he be a difference maker to win game number 2 and bring home ice advantage back to Amerant Bank Arena? All right, guys, go Panthers.